Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Happy Tuesday. It is Double Shot Tuesday on Mama Mary's Music Mayhem. Hello, Rick. Hello, Rick. If you are watching, make sure you comment, like, love, and share, and let us know you are there. My first guest today is Mr. Byron Nemeth. He is a mastermind. He is a multi instrumentalist, hard rocking, just in your face, melt your face, just badass. And I'm gonna bring my first guest up now. Hello, Tina. How you doing, baby? Hello, Byron. How are you doing? I love it.
How are you?
Great to see you. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get our cool little background up here. And make sure if you are watching, you go follow him on Byron Nemeth at byronnemeth.com. So,
Correct.
brother, how are you doing?
I am doing better than I deserve. How are you doing?
I'm better now. No.
Awesome. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me, by the way.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Here's to you, brother. Here's to you.
Cheers.
Ah, so first of all, for those that don't know about you, first of all, they have to be sleeping underneath a rock because I've been looking up your bio and doing some little research, and you have been instrumental in a lot of amazing things. You have, toured with such bands as Warrant, Winger, Rat, Y&T, Dream Theater, Lynch Mob, Zach Wild and the Black Label Society, and that's just a couple. I mean, the list
Right.
goes on and on.
The most recent one in 2019 was Metal Church in Doropesh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was a good tour.
that's what I'm screaming. So real quick, I'm gonna say hello to everyone in the chat area. And then, like I said, if you're watching, I can see you. I have my phone. So if you don't comment, a thing I do here on Mama Mary's, and it's a fun thing, I will call you out. So I want to say hi to Rick. Hello, Rick. I see you watching, brother. So, Byron,
Yes.
for those that don't know about you, give us a little history about you. How did you get your start? And give us a little, history on you.
Okay. Um, Started in Cleveland, Ohio, in the '80s, and
Eighty.
the bands that anybody would be aware of would be bands that went by the name of Sacred Heart
Mm.
and Amon Ra. We were very popular at that time in the Northeast Ohio area. That area at that time was just a great place to grow up in and be alive in the metal scene because it's super happening for original bands. And it
Right.
was great. It was so great. And with Sacred Heart, we played all over the Midwest and East Coast and toured all over. And we put out a really cool EP that was very well received. And that's the early factions of my career. That's '80s and the '90s, right there. 2010, I moved to the Scottsdale, Phoenix area here in Arizona, and then I pursued more of my solo career, where I got to go to California and do an EP with the members of the Steve Vai Band,
Oh,
and that was the Video
mm,
Chronicles. Yes, it was so
that's
great.
iconic. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
Video
absolutely. Yeah,
Sky?
yep, and got to do 4 songs with them, and it was called the Video Chronicles because we also did 4 videos for each song released as a video EP. and
Oh,
that and it featured Jeremy Carlson on drums, Philip Bino on bass, and Mark Bowles on vocals, who was Yngwie Malmsteen's singer. And the material is all of my originals in composition of the music and the lyrics. So
that,
this could be a good segue into maybe playing "A New Freedom" if you could.
all right. Well, guys, we have his song video, New Freedom. I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna watch this with y'all.
Yep.
So, if you have any questions, or if you just think it's just kick ass, which I know you will, make sure you comment and let him know what you think. And we're gonna watch this together. So I'm gonna pull it up, and we are gonna rock this out.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it.
Watching people changing, watching worlds go by, seasons of emotion, riders in the sky. Hearing all the voices, hearing all the pain, crowd of thorns surround you, blood of tears like rain. I know, you know, we know, they know. Seeing time in motion, seeing life in vain, victims of illusion and of crying game. Touching thunder's power, touching lightning's rain, changing in the moment, eclipsing all the blame. I know, you know, we know, they know. A new freedom, liberty, life before us, destiny. A new freedom, liberty, life before us, destiny. I was born in the future, in the stars, in space. Came to earth from the heavens, light is rays. Built the pyramids and all the seas, world of wonders with golden keys. Fourth dimension, the spirits rule. This time location rocks the world. Mystic visions open, mystic vision path. Now we are one motion, we're free at last. Rising like the phoenix, rising to the sun, rising from the ashes, rising we are one. I know, you know, we know, they know. A new freedom, liberty, life before us, destiny. A new freedom, liberty. sing like before us. Destiny, I was born in the future, in the stars in space, came to earth from the heavens.
Already stuck in my
Light is
Let's go.
That hook is right here.
pyramids and all the seas. World of wonders with clothes and keys. Fourth dimension, mysterious rule. This time location rocks the world.
You.
There we go.
All right. Woo! Yes.
Yes.
Real quick before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and get the next one set up, and
Cool.
then we will continue.
Hey, Mary, real quick, one of my friends just texted me. They couldn't get the link for StreamYard on Facebook. Could you repost it on my Facebook?
Yes, I can. And
The live link, obviously. You know.
yes, I can do that real quick right now. Let me go. You want me to just post it on your wall, sweetheart?
Correct.
Okay, let me go over here and share to friends profile. All right, it's up on your personal. It is up on your personal right now.
Okay, I'll text him again.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thanks.
No problems. No problems. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Ronnie. How you doing, brother, from Flirtin' Magazine? He's coming up on an interview this month, and
Wow.
he's here to show.
Cool magazine.
Oh yeah, he says 1 week until Flirt Magazine invades your show, and we will bring rock and roll and some dirty mayhem. I love him.
Right.
So, give us the story behind Freedom. That first of all, it's very catchy to where, you know, the hook is already stuck in my head. You know, I know. I mean, I was sitting here trying not to sing along
Mhm.
with it, but give us a little. You know, that's your one of your originals that recently came out. Give us the story behind that song.
The meaning behind the song is very straightforward. It's a meaning of just finding freedom in yourself through personal expression, and realizing that when you have personal expression and are allowed personal expression, number one, by yourself, number two, by removing people that don't want to let you have expression, you find a new freedom that lets you grow as a person. And that's, I think, extremely important for all of us, whether you're an artist or not, you know, to be able to grow and have that freedom to be able to be exactly who you want to be. And that's what the song's about.
Exactly. That's a really that's so true. I mean, because you know, the story behind each song that you do and hearing that's what I like doing these interviews is because you know people can go listen to the songs every day, but it this gives them a chance to actually get to know what was you know what was going on and what's the story behind it. So you're not just a multi-instrumental hard rock badass, you know, you also have a technical side of you and you also do lessons and everything. Give us a little bit on that, sweetheart.
Yeah, three parts to that technical side. I do guitar lessons all the time through Zoom. And before Zoom, I was doing them in person. I just moved on to Zoom when COVID happened. I do that. I also have a Pro Tools Logic mix studio for mixing, where I mix different client, projects. I don't track because of COVID, so I can't see people face to face, but I certainly can mix projects from around the world, and I've done quite a lot of that. And I also do some pretty high-end web design. I've got a number of clients around the world for that too. So I managed to sustain myself in these times through a lot of doing a lot of digital business, so to speak, through mainly web design, studio work, lessons, as we patiently wait to be able to come back to do, touring.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, this whole thing that's been going on, it's put everything to a halt. So you've had to learn how to evolve to keep the momentum going and to keep,
Correct.
you know,
One thing that I was fortunate in my particular situation, I feel very blessed with this, is that I had been doing this like really all along, long before COVID, because I've been involved in technology for, and I'm talking the web design side, for over 10 years. So I had an established business going into COVID that worked on the net anyway. So
right,
that played out very well. And then on the music stuff, I just moved that to the net, and I was able to, through Zoom lessons and just exchanging files, to do mixes. So it was relatively seamless for me. I know for some other people, completely destroy their careers, like in the restaurant business and such. And I really feel for them, by the way, because I don't know what they're doing, frankly. But
right,
I was able to just move it stronger into what I was already doing, which is really online anyway. So
right. Well, like,
the only
and
thing that stopped was touring for me personally. That came to a halt.
I know, and it's like, come on, we're ready for this to go away, and
Right.
we're ready for live shows because to me, it's and everybody that watches my show know this. One, I just recently became a cancer survivor, and music
Congratulations.
is therapy, and I know music is therapy for a lot of people, and live
Right.
shows.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so when you've got when you've got musicians like yourself that are used to just constantly being on tour, constantly
Right.
going and doing shows everywhere, and then all of a sudden you know, yeah,
Right.
you said you've got to learn how to evolve. Oh, we want to give a big shout out to Elizabeth from Metal More Magazine. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing?
Hi, Elizabeth.
And make sure you go check out her magazine and Flirt magazine as well. So give us a little. I know we were for the ones that are just getting in here.
Mhm.
Again, we are here with the legendary Byron. Yeah, to me, you're legendary because I've researched you and
Thank you.
seen the stuff that you've done, and I'm gonna live vicariously through you. Okay,
Sounds good.
so what are what is the most? Okay, we're gonna try something different here. Bucket list. I mean, I looked at your list, and any of these would be my bucket list. But what was the most just mind blowing artists that you have gotten to share the stage with from to up till today?
Wow.
Like I
You know,
said,
you
this
know,
list
you know,
it's trying to
you know, they're all great in their own ways, and they were all very nice to me personally,
right,
which is wonderful. They were all good. It's hard to just pick one. Um, Good story here. When I was on tour in 2019, when we reached St. Louis, Sted Howland, the drummer of Metal Church, he was good friends with Johnny Rod because they used to be in Wasp. Uh, some 15 years ago or so. I think that's about right. And when we reached the tour, when the tour reached that point, Johnny lives in St. Louis, so what ended up being at the end of the night was it turned into a big Wasp free for all jam, which was kind of cool. That was interesting. So that was a super fun time on the road. That's a good road story in terms of road stories, because everyone, all the shows were great, but that particular show was super fun because there was that surprise bonus element, hearing a bunch of Wasp songs at the end of the night.
right.
So that was kind of fun.
That had
And
to be just like, I mean, if I'm sorry, speaking for myself, if that was me, I'd be like a fangirl thing moment.
it was fun. It was super fun. And then in the studio, for sure, recording at Steve Vai's studio, which is the video you just saw. That's his studio in the Hollywood Hills, his personal studio. That's the mothership. And that was fabulous, to say the least. I've been in a lot of studios. That particular one was just very much a guitar player's kind of a studio. All studios are great. You can record anything anywhere, of course, but that one lent itself to the guitar a little bit more. So to me, that was very special.
I'm trying to comment for people, telling them thank you because they are sharing out.
Awesome.
So, give us like, when was the first of all, what is your guitar of choice?
The one I'm playing right now, actually, and let me share it with you. That
That
is, hold on.
yeah.
This is
Ooh, that's pretty.
this is the Jackson USA Adrian Smith model.
Ooh.
Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden, and it's a USA model. And I've hot rodded this guitar,
Oh yeah.
so you can see, and it has a mirror pickguard,
Oh, dude, that's sweet.
and it has the Van Halen detuna.
Sure.
That's the Van Halen detuna right here. That
Oh,
it
cool.
changes it to automatic from E to D, and it's my current guitar of choice. This is the guitar that's featured in the next video you're going to play. Good segue for that, and it's a instrumental video called Engines of Thunder. Came out on November 16th. It's my most recent video, and give it a spin.
Ashley says that is a sweet guitar.
Thank you, Ashley.
And Elizabeth, thank you for sharing out, sweetheart. And Barry, hello. We are going to go into the next video, and this is Engines of Thunder,
Thunder, yep, that's it.
and this is an instrumental. And
Correct.
well, let me not do full screen while I'm doing.
Play the video. Play the actual video.
What happened?
You got the audio. That's the correct audio, but there's a video of it too.
Oh, okay. Sorry
Yeah.
about
No problem.
that. Let's see. Engines. And this is live. We can't fake this stuff, people. Oh, come on. Oh, there's the official video. All right. Thanks,
Yep.
YouTube. All right. We're going to take this back down. Remove. Sorry about that.
Hey, little glitches happen, you know. It's okay.
Right. You got to just go with the flow, man.
Exactly.
This is live. So, let's see. Yeah, official video 11/16/20. Okay.
That's it. That's the one.
All right. We're going to get it set up. See, I got awfully excited.
I'll tell you a little story once you get done playing it.
All right. Let me get it set up and ready.
There we go. Crank it up.
Yeah, let's crank this up. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Dang. And
Cool, cool story about this video. This is what would be considered a lockdown video done during lockdown, and I recorded all of this at my studio, and everything was all the parts were done by me. The drums were programmed in Logic, and I played obviously all the guitars and the bass guitars and the keyboards on it. It was the video came to have a life of its own once my friends from Sonic Boom got involved, and they helped me sponsor this video.
oh, Sonic
Totally great.
Boom. I love Sonic Boom.
Yeah. So they were the sponsors of the video, and I told them I had this great song and played them the song. They loved the song as an audio piece, and they said, let's do a video. And that's how we got this live video. So,
Well, I tell you what, that was an awesome production for a video, for an instrumental video. That was top notch, next level.
thank you. Thank you so much. It has like a Satriani Hendrix vibe to it.
Oh yeah, I mean it. I mean, I felt like I was at a concert. I mean, like
That's the idea, you know, that was the
guitar,
whole,
you know.
that's the whole vibe.
What?
And my goal moving forward is to do, you know, 95% vocal music and about 5% instrumental music. You know,
Now,
just
once this COVID thing goes away, if someone was to want to get in touch with you, to say do a video with you or do some recording with you, all they would have to do is contact you at your website, correct?
correct. Right at byronnemeth.com. There's a contact form there. Simple as that. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Ronnie says, great show as always, Mary. I have to bounce. We'll be in touch, and you give Byron my contact information. Would love
Wow.
to get him in the magazine.
Fabulous.
Keep rocking. Great stuff, guys.
Tell
Thank
him we're on.
you. I will get that to him, Ronnie. Thank you so much, brother. And Ashley said, took me back to pure music vibe.
Great. That's exactly what I want.
And Barry says that freaking rocked ass, especially on my 65-inch TV.
Wow. Wow. Great. Awesome.
Yeah. So we got people coming in, and there's once again, this is being aired on my Mama Mary's Music Mayhem, my Mary Hope profile, my YouTube channel, 434 Management. So if you are not here right now, we know you will go back and watch later. And make sure that if you are watching, and I know you're going to love what you hear, make sure you go like, love, and share, and follow him on Facebook, all his social media links and everything. So now for the interesting stuff. Since you have been in the industry so long and doing so many cool things, give us a couple of really, I know you've already done one, but give us a couple really interesting, like tour road stories, something that was either really fun that happened or something that was kind of silly and crazy that happened. Give us the behind the scenes on the road look.
Being on the road is interesting if you've never done it. It's a whole lot of sitting in a bus. It's a little bit of being in a hotel, and unfortunately, the shortest time is on stage.
Right.
Most of the time it's traveling. It really is. I don't know if there's anything particularly crazy as much as just fun and interesting. With the road, my goal is not necessarily to be crazy, but to be, a serious guitarist, polished performer, and deliver
Right.
to the audience 100%, because you have to respect your audience.
Exactly.
And part of respecting your audience is coming to the stage sober and playing great, because you owe them that, because they shelled out money to come and see you.
And
So
that's what being a true professional is all about.
correct. And don't get me wrong, I like to have a glass of wine just like anybody else, but after the show, just to relax. So most of it is just really a lot of hard work. People don't realize how much work it is. It's time away from your home base. It's a lot of time traveling. Sleep is an issue sometimes because you don't get enough of it, and you have
that.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
you're on tour, there's not a lot of it
there's
because
not a lot of it. Right, right. So,
like you said, you're either in the bus, you're
yeah,
either on the stage, or you might be lucky to get a couple hours because while you're in that bus on the road, knowing that you're a true professional like you are, you're probably also working on the next thing.
correct.
So it's just a never ending cycle. So
Right,
that's the stuff
right.
behind the scenes that, everyone don't see is all the hard work that goes into making everything happen.
Right, right, absolutely. It's very rare for any band to be able to travel like the Rolling Stones, where you're traveling on a private jet and you have a lot more personal time, and you're carrying nothing, literally nothing. That's an extreme situation that hopefully I can get to one day. But for the most part, it's definitely a lot of hard work. And one thing that's interesting about it is when you talk to people after the show and you do meet and greets. That's super fun. How that's going to play out down the road, I don't know.
Right.
Hopefully that can also come back. That may be put off for even a little bit longer, even though shows might come back. I don't know if meet and greets will come back as quickly.
Right. Because you want everybody to be safe and you want them to be able to
Correct.
enjoy the show and go to another show. So and
Correct.
and
And
that
and
should
and
be
you want to chat with people because that's also part of the gig is having the responsibility to say hello to people as much time will allow face to face because they just want to say hello and be nice.
right.
And that's I think an element that I hope can be resolved down the road when tours come back.
So Ashley said, what are some of your tricks to get to the zone or the zen and focus on giving 100%?
Actually, there's no real tricks. It's just practicing all the time. you know, constantly practicing. And that's something I've just kind of done all my life in and out of bands, meaning studying the instrument and going through different disciplines in terms of how I want to just keep escalating my guitar level. So there's no trick. It's just consistent study. On the road, it's more of a warm up type situation, a little less concentrated study, a little more of a warm up situation. Off the road, it's real concentrated studying other kinds of music, and not repeating the same thing. Whereas on the road, you kind of play the same music all the time,
Right.
and you don't want to do that at home. You want to explore new avenues at home, and that's how you get to new songs and cool recordings. You open your mind when you get home.
Yeah,
So
that's when you get to your creative soul, and
correct,
that's when your creative juices get to finally flow because you
correct,
you're back home and you get to regroup, take a breath,
exactly,
and
exactly. The
all
the the road is really a lot like an athletic event. You have to be in shape for it, and it's a performance, and it's a live performance. So you have to try and be spot on as possible on your instrument. And
exactly.
it's I think it's very athletic. You really have to be in shape for it. You really do.
Well, yes, because like you said, it's not just all fun and games. Sure, the shows are just awesome, and
Right.
being on that stage, it's like the most euphoric feeling ever.
Correct. That's really the high. Is just
Yeah,
being on
it's
stage.
like
It
the
really
best
is.
high you can ever have,
Yeah.
but it's you know all that wears on you, because like you said, if you've never been on the road or toured before, all that no sleep and just constantly on the go, it will catch up to you. And if you
Right.
don't take care of yourself, it will knock you down quick, man.
Correct. And then you're not doing yourself a favor, and you're not doing the audience a favor.
Right, because you can't give
So,
110% to your audience.
correct.
And
And it's literally 110%. It really
right,
is.
that's your
It's
ultimate.
like you're full on for 2 hours, like on all the way. When you get done, you're sweating and you're kind of like exhausted, like you just ran this 2 hour marathon, which is awesome. It's an awesome feeling. But then you have to like recover because the next night it's coming right up again. And remember,
Yeah,
then you're traveling 500 miles to get to that next point.
yes.
So,
And then that whole time you're working that whole time as well and only
right,
getting a couple hours sleep.
right, right, exactly.
You have your own ways of finding your own zen, and you have to learn how to do that when you're on the road, because like he said, if you don't, it's going to catch up to you, and
Right.
keeping yourself healthy, and like you said, getting as much rest as you can between shows and stuff, that's what it takes.
Right.
So you also, uh, I'm looking at your website right now. You also do guitar lessons as well.
Right.
That's phenomenal. I've always wanted to learn guitar, so
Let's do lessons. It's just like this, only you're wearing a guitar.
Well, there's two instruments. I've been in my own band, and I've been the lead singer of my own band. But I've
Cool.
always wanted to learn guitar, and I've always wanted to learn drums. And
Cool.
and it's kind of like every time I see somebody like you, I'm just like, oh, dude, just to sit down, even learn a G chord or D chord from you would be like iconic.
Sure. Sure. What I'll do is I'll send you a copy of my book.
Oh,
It's
tell us about your book.
yeah, yeah. I'll send you the link. Actually, could you go to my website?
Yes, I can. I'm on your website.
Cool. Look at the menu, see where it says ebook.
All right, doing that right now.
Click on ebook. It'll take you to Amazon.
All right. All
There you
right.
go. That's my book.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you could put that picture up on StreamYard, that'd be wonderful.
Let's see here.
And in a nutshell, there's thousands of very great guitar books out there. With my book, I wanted to focus on what I think are very intuitive methods for playing, because I think music is inside everybody in the world. You just have to allow yourself for it to come out, and hopefully you can find a good teacher that can nudge you along and help you bring that out of you. And in this book is some intuitive lessons that help that process.
Right. I'm sitting here trying to gosh dang it. It's not wanting to let me share it. But what I will do is in comments, go to Amazon for everyone watching. In comments, it is called The Zen of Guitars, Understanding the Guitars Through Direct. So in comments, I'm putting that up. So all you have to do is go to Amazon.com, type in Byron Nemeth, and pull that up, and it will take you right to it. And you can get it also on Kindle. I'm looking
Yep.
here to see
Or
all.
just or go to my website and click that ebook link.
Yes,
That'll do it.
or go to his website, click ebooks, and it'll take you right to it, right to it. And also, something I want to touch on, he has some phenomenal merch on there. So make sure you get, that,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
a big way that you can support artists is by going and buying their merch. So
Yeah.
make sure you
Exactly right.
go
Yeah.
and get some merch.
Yeah.
And,
I was gonna mention I've got some real cool stuff. Obviously, I got some real cool T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, some real nice hoodies, tank tops for the ladies. I've got bumper stickers that just came in.
oh, that is cool. Which
Yeah.
you got a really awesome logo. Did you design that logo yourself?
No, no, I did not. I did not. The logo was designed by a German friend of mine. His name is Timo Juarez. And Timo is like the Rembrandt of our times. He's a astonishingly good artist. And he not only does computer art, but he does pencil art and painting art by hand. He does it all, and he does everything. He does logos, he does album covers, he does automobiles, he does straight up paintings, he paints animals, he does everything you could imagine. And he's had an amazing career in Europe as an artist. He designed 3 of my album covers, and he did my logo.
Well, he's very good because your logo is dynamic. Oh,
Guitar picks too.
heck yeah.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
Engine Up Thunder's guitar pick.
There you go. Got that .com on the back, baby. Oh yeah. There you go. So I know since you've been around so long and doing so many things, what are some endorsements that you have and that you would like to share out so you can tell us about your endorsement?
Sure. Hold on one second. Big shout out to the people at Morley.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. And that matches the guitar, dude.
Yeah, Mac guitar. This is the DJ Ashba pedal, and they sent me this wonderful pedal. It glows in the dark.
Oh, dude.
And
Really? So
yeah,
not only does it
it
look good,
does.
but
You
it
see it
glows
on
in the
this
dark.
when the stage is totally black. This is the only thing you see. It's really great.
Heck yeah.
So just a wonderful switchless wah wah, straight up wah wah works wonderful. Um,
Um,
of course, Jackson, that we talked about, and right behind me, Black Star.
awesome sauce. And
Yeah,
that's your amp of choice, Black
my
Star.
other choice at the moment. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Awesome. So for what would your advice be if there's a newcomer that really has the just passion and just wants to, reach the level that you're at right now and beyond?
Mhm.
What is some good information and some good, advice that you can give them?
Right, right. Probably the best advice I could give them is, they'll have favorite bands that they like, of course, and maybe some of those bands, might be very famous historically speaking. My best advice would be to remember that what was the traditional business model, music business model, excuse me, the music business model is really no longer in play anymore. Labels today, for the most part, there's always exceptions, of course, but for the most part, aren't too hot on rock acts or guitar based music. Let's keep it at that. So consider realizing that it's a DIY situation, that you're going to have to do it yourself, and that the marketing is going to have to start from that individual and a core team of people that he or she surrounds himself with. And that could be people that are specialists in technology or finance or whatever it is, to help really run their music business career as a career that they manage themselves, without having any unrealistic expectations of Sony Music coming in and knocking on their door and saying, here's a gigantic contract, because it's probably not going to happen. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying the probabilities are pretty high that's not going to happen. With the focus of the major labels sticking to essentially hip hop, and there's nothing wrong with hip hop or pop country, nothing wrong with that either. But with their focus staying and on those two genres, at least for the foreseeable future, if you're into rock, hard rock, metal, progressive rock, or even blues or jazz or anything else, you got to realize it's a DIY situation, and you need to find people around you that are going to help you. So that's why it's very important to take it seriously, understand that you're going to have to understand more about technology, more about the business, and it's a lot more than just playing your instrument. It's a whole encompassing thing to build your name and to build your brand. It's going to take a long time to do, and that's the best piece of advice I could give them.
Awesome, awesome. Right now, in comments, everyone, I am sharing his YouTube link to his YouTube channel. Make sure you go subscribe because he has so many awesome videos up there. And, you know, everyone watching, I want you to go subscribe, show him some love, and share, 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 share. Go to his Facebook, share, share, share. Go to his website, send him a message, buy some merch. There's just so much awesome content that I could sit here for hours and just go through it all.
Hey, Mary, on my website right now, I'm running a special. If you buy any apparel whatsoever, I'm also giving away a pack of electric guitar strings from Ernie Ball. While,
Ah,
while supplies are last, if you click on merchandise on my website, you'll see the header come up, and it's a really cool special. It's a really nice pack of electric guitar strings for any apparel that anybody wants to purchase.
all right, real quick. I am even though it's showing on the screen, I am going to go in comments and put your website link in there so they can go
Yep.
take care of that right now. So
Cool.
so in comments, you will see his YouTube link and his website link. So make sure you go get you some of that free stuff. So is we've got about another 10 minutes, brother. Is there another video on your YouTube channel that you would like me to play?
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you play uh, Everybody Knows?
Everybody knows.
Brief story on this one. The lyrics for this one, I wrote the music and the lyrics. The lyrics are about, an observation as to, how corrupt politicians can be in the society. No particular one, just all of them in general, and how it's important for us in society to observe that all of them, are really pieces of shit, and that we need to guard ourselves from all of them, because everybody knows if they're crooked. So let it rip.
Would you like me to play the video itself or your lyric video to
No,
give?
no, the video itself. Yeah, the performance video. Yes.
Okay, let me get this
Yep.
set and ready for you. Um, and by the way, while we're getting this set and ready, I want to give a big shout out to my sponsors, RFL Records, Sambone Promo, Dazzle You Productions, 434 Management. I'm trying to think of them all. Everybody, I love you. So, okay. Is this the right one, brother, before I play it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Now we are going to play this video, and it's everybody knows once again in the comments. You can find the YouTube links and you can find his website links. Go check it out and subscribe. And don't forget, once I'm done with Byron today, guys, stick around because we've got the Intemperance Sons and we got a real cool story coming up. So here is Everybody Knows. In my head, I'm sitting here already got it. Everybody knows you and me.
Check out the green guitar coming up. Yeah, right here. I'll tell you a story in a second.
Yeah, buddy. Woo! Encore, encore. Oh yeah, and there's that smile. Awesome.
Tell you a quick story, real quick story. That green guitar that you saw, that's a vintage uh, Gibson SG that was lent to me at the studio by Tracy Guns. Tracy Guns happened to be at the studio, and he happened to have some of his gear there because he's going to be doing some recording later. And he was listening to my stuff, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you use my SG on this tune? It sounds probably pretty good." And I go, "Yeah, why not?" And boom, all of a sudden I'm playing his guitar, and it just sounded wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, the very first show that I ever booked, which was really crazy because I hadn't even started my entertainment company yet. The very first show that I ever booked was a national, and it was LA Guns when they had Paul Black, Tracy Guns, and I
Cool,
remember that was an icon. So that's really cool that you got Tracy's guitar, man. That's badass. And
cool.
dude, thank you so much for coming on Mama Mary's
Thank you
Music.
for having me.
And, I would like to get you on here later in the year so we can get updates on you.
Sure.
And anything that you've got coming on, feel free to share on my Mama Mary page, my Mary Hope profile.
Okay.
I'm all about supporting and promoting musicians. So just share it on there and I will shove it down people's throat and they'll love it because that's just how I roll. But is there any last words you would like to say to your fans and your new fans that got to see you here today?
Just want to say thank you for having me and thank you for listening. I appreciate it all. And visit the website. There's a lot more music there, a lot more videos to see. And thank you, Mary, for allowing this to happen.
Oh, no, brother. Thank you. It's my honor. It's my honor. Once again, make sure you go to his website. The link is in the comments. You see it strolling below, but his website link is in the comments. His YouTube link is in the comments. Go like, subscribe, follow him on Facebook. And if you want guitar lessons, there,
Sure.
there you go.
Yep.
Here's a badass iconic player that, yeah, learn this. uh,
Lessons are for any level, so
right.
we
And
don't start at the hard stuff.
no, 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 no. You can start with slow stuff and build up to the hard stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
So thank you so much for being on here, Byron, man.
Thank
And
you.
you stay safe in Arizona and let us know when things calm down and you got a live show coming up
Sure.
and
Yep.
we'll help you promote it, brother.
Thank you. I'm working on a new video. It's called Sunset at the Marquee. Audio's done. Working on the video part of it now. Once that's ready, we'll do this again.
Heck yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mark it
Yeah.
down. Just get in touch with me, brother. It's on like Donkey Kong, as I say. That's
Cool. Thank you.
country twang going on there. All right, guys. So, Byron, I love you, brother. You're part of the family now,
Thank
and
you.
just stay safe, keep rocking, and we'll get you back on here later in the year.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
No problem. No
Cheers.
problem.
Stay metal.
Yes. Woo!
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Guys, that was Byron Nemeth. Badass, and just a very, very humble individual and just super cool dude. Super cool dude. And I have got my next guest in the lobby. Yeah, yeah, in the lobby. Yeah, Mama Mary's a little crazy, but that's why y'all like me. All right, all the way from Dallas, Texas, and McKinney, Texas, we have the Intemperate Sons. Hello, we've got Max, we've got Jake, and we got Keith. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. So, real quick before we get started, let's see. I am going to type in in comments. In the comment area, I am typing in before we even get started their website. Yeah. Get that rolling. So, how the heck are you in Texas?
We're doing pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
After the, Antarctica tried to annex us
I was fixing to
a
say,
couple weeks ago.
how did you hold during all that craziness?
I
Well-
lost my internet for a while, and I lost water for probably almost a week. So I was like reaching out to every friend I had, seeing if I could take a shower, but steal their internet. It was a hassle, but the instant it was over, it was like the most beautiful weather we've had in like a year. It was crazy.
yeah.
Well, we've already got Ashley saying, hi, Max, hi, Keith, hi, Jake.
Hey, Ashley.
So, guys, for those that don't know about y'all, y'all are an electric mix of all original hard rock and metal and power folk. And it's a family business. I love that. I absolutely love that. And I want to give a big shout out to my brother, Parcher Barson, for sending y'all my way. Big shout out. Matter of fact, I am going to, real quick.
We're big fans of Paul. I am. The kids haven't met him yet, actually. So, but yeah, we will meet him. You will meet him. I've met him.
So, Keith, you play drums. Jake, you play guitar. Max, you play vocals and guitar. But live, both Jake and Max play bass. Explain.
It's really out of necessity, I would say, because right now since we're kind of in the studio, I feel like most of the time, anytime we play out, we just kind of have to throw it together. So I'll play bass on songs that Max maybe like struggles to sing and play guitar on, or sorry, the other way around.
The other way around.
But yeah, but our studio bassist is way more of a badass than we could be on a bass. So
yeah.
and that would be Amir Durock.
And Tony Franklin on Running Man.
Yeah. Amir is he's a dear friend of mine, and he actually, so let's back up on that deal, because
Okay.
we started, this whole idea started, and this is kind of I met Paul at this place. It's Rock Fantasy Camp, right, out in LA, and they do it. It's David Fishoff. He does a great program. It's awesome. So, me and I've raised the kids on listening to Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots, all that stuff, right? And
Stop me. No.
and so I actually, the first time I met Paul was in 2017. I went out and played with Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots at that camp. And so 2 years go by, and all of a sudden they're going to do another camp. And I was like, oh shit, I'm taking the kids, right? This is it's a family, I guess we'll call it a mancation.
Yeah.
Mom, stay home. It's all about the boy.
Yeah. So we went out, and I guess in the process of doing the rehearsal for just learning the songs that because we all knew almost all the Alice in Chains songs already anyway, we just kind of threw around the idea of just kind of creating songs. And it clicked like immediately. Like there was two of the earlier songs that we recorded that actually Max wrote one entirely. Jake played bass on our studio recording. And then Jake wrote one completely, which is kind of like the I wrote the lyrics for it, but he wrote all the melody for it. And so we had all that done before we went in there, and then we decided, wow, you know what, we're doing a pretty good job here. So we're going to keep moving with it. So when I took the kids out, Amir was our counselor. I kind of worked behind the scenes to get him, because I had already approached him earlier to help us engineer this stuff, right?
Right.
Or actually not engineer it, but mix it. So, and in doing so, he's, he kind of latched on and said, hey, this is, good stuff. And so both he played bass on the video that we're going to watch later, but Tony Franklin from The Firm, that played with Jimmy Page and, Paul Rogers, he played bass on one of the songs that we have up on our YouTube page as well, Running Man. So,
What's really crazy is I've got the one that Paul directed, but since you mentioned that, the funny thing is I have Running Man set up, and that was going to be my next one to play.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, think alike.
Yeah. So Tony and Tony's actually so Amir's mixed all the stuff for us. It's just amazing. I mean, we record it all here in Dallas, but he mixes it out in LA. And then we've got this really good guy that masters it in the UK, Mike Marsh. And, he does work with a lot of big acts, but, Amir was in Orgy. He's in Julian K. He was in Rough Cut back in the day. I don't know if you remember that band, but
you're showing my age, dude. No.
Hey, I'm not that young either, but and so, I mean, it's just a great collaboration. So we probably will, once everything lifts and we can play out, we'll probably try to actually find a bass player that we don't need anybody to write music, because we all write.
Y'all got that covered. I mean,
yeah.
When I show these videos, they're going to see that your writing is just, dude, it's really great. And the songs are like the first one that I'm going to play, the one that Paul directed. When he sent it to me, I heard just the first few minutes and it was already stuck in my head. The hook was already stuck. And that's when you got something really good, is when in those first few seconds you got them reeled in and they're already singing that hook in their head. And, and you can actually, through their videos or through their music, you can actually close your eyes and kind of feel what the song has, the meaning of the song behind it. And that's when you've got something really dynamic and something really good. And when Paul sent that over to me, of course, Paul is just awesome anyway. And he's like, hey, I just recently directed this video. You need to check them out. They got a really awesome story. And I was like, instantly, before I even checked out the video, I was messaging you, getting the interview set up. Then I went and listened to the video and I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, thank you, Paul. This is So you guys are fathers and sons. So we're going to start with Max. Max, first of all, how old are you, sweetheart?
I am 20. I turned 21 next month, actually.
Well, really? Awesome. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
So when did you, Max, first pick up the guitar and decide that this was something that, which of course with Keith being your dad, it probably was in your blood since the day you were born, but when did you pick up the guitar first and decide that, yeah, this is cool, I want to do this?
It's actually kind of funny because guitar was pretty much the last instrument I picked up probably in 2014, 2015. Because before then I could play piano, I could play drums, violin, stuff like that. But guitar is just the most fun.
He's actually a pretty badass drummer too. So
definitely.
Jack of all trades, in other words. You're a multi-instrumental, one of those that can basically do everything.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
That's the skinny of it. If you can guitar, bass, sing, keyboards, drums. I mean, violin.
And mandolin.
ma-
And I got a ukulele behind me.
what can you play? I mean, really. I mean, I can do the tambourine. No. So, Jake,
Yes.
okay, you play guitar as well and bass and oh my gosh. So, when did you first pick it up and decide that this was what you wanted to do?
Yeah. So, like Max, I kind of started on other instruments. So I played violin, I think starting when I was like 6. And then
5, actually.
was it 5?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. It's so long ago. And then that kind of fizzled out. Took up it again in like 6th grade for like orchestra. And then I switched to band where I played trumpet and French horn. And it really wasn't until college when I had a roommate that played guitar and he was just like jamming all the time. So I was like, I need to pick that back up. Because I'd actually taken lessons for guitar when I was 10 and they just didn't stick. But now they've stuck.
Yeah, that a true story here. We got him lessons, and he didn't really particularly care for the instructor too much, and just didn't gel, right?
Right.
So he goes off to college.
Situations where you're like, dude, you're messing with my mojo here.
Yeah, I give him this beater Ibanez, acoustic guitar. I said, here, take this off to college, right? I forget how many months it was, and then all of a sudden I get an email or an audio file on my phone, and it's him playing, I think, "Brother" from Alice in Chains and singing. It was like as if I had heard my mute child for the first time in my life.
Like, I have succeeded. So
yeah, at about that. Sorry to interrupt. At about that time, I was like just starting to record myself. So that was one of the songs I used to just kind of test the waters in that. So, yeah.
right. Kim says, "Am I allowed to listen in?" You're here, Kim. Thank you for being here, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So before we go into Keith, we are going, and this song is, you're probably going to catch me singing along with it, just saying. But we are going to, and before I do that, before I do that, I am going to. Oh, don't play it, Mary. Don't play it.
While you do that, I'm going to set this up because this to me is my favorite.
Oops.
Is that Running? Are you playing Running Man? Or are you going to play Broken Door?
No, I'm going to play Broken Door.
Okay.
Link in comments.
So this is so far, because we're still recording. We're gonna finish the album before Tool finish their last album. I promise that. But this is my favorite guitar solo of Jake, and they both do guitar solos. And this is my favorite vocal performance of Max, because somehow he kind of conveys Dad's dark lyrics pretty well. So I don't know if I should be worried or.
No, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Well, guys, he set the stage. This is Broken Door, was directed by Paul DeVarcy, and get ready because it's damn good. So we're gonna pull it up. Oh yeah, here we go.
Sunshine don't come round no more. Your smile has faded. A time has come to pass. What's left is jaded. Consume me, swallow me whole. Short leash you've kept me. Run out and slam the broken taste is poison. Run out and slam the broken door. Your taste is poison. Short leash you kept me. Your taste is poison. Short leash you kept me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah. See, yeah, we got people going. I've been listening to that ever since you. Yeah. And let's see. Kim says, "Dang, sounds great. Vocal spot on. Music on beat. Sounds amazing." And Ashley says, "One of my favorite, hands down."
That's
And
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
really is.
Ashley said, "Yes, I have been watching that since you posted it on the show. And man, I freaking love it. It speaks on so many different levels. So, and that's what you're going for when you do this. You're
Mhm.
going, you want something that's when they hear it, it it reaches them. They can relate. So, give us a little bit of the backstory on Broken Door.
Well, it could be considered a relationship story. Okay. I mean, it's for me, it was a relationship with drug addiction. But as with anything that's toxic, or any kind of relationship that you have, whether it's with substance or whether it's with people or whatever, then it can be, it can consume you, as the song said, right?
Right?
But the whole it does have some positive tone to it in terms of the chorus, just because you can still slam the broken door, because it's everything that's behind it, right? And move on with your life, right?
Leave it behind you and move forward.
Right, which I've done. So it's definitely possible.
Cody
Hey,
says,
Cody.
smooth sound of rock and roll. Great job, gents.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, kudos, Cody. You got it spot on. Everybody, see, that's what I'm saying. The ones that hadn't heard it now heard it. Now they're going to be looking for it. In the comments, I put their YouTube link up. So make sure you go back in the comments, and all you got to do is, type in the Intemperate Sons on YouTube, and it pops them right up. And or go by way of to Paul Gervasi on that one, and it pops them over to you.
One
Uh,
other thing on that video, and Paul's a connected dude, and somehow he he got Cody Renee Cameron, who was in El Camino. I think she's been a Playboy centerfold or something or whatever, and yeah,
say
all
she's
kinds of
been in all kinds of stuff, a model and this and that,
yeah. She's a stunt girl, I think.
movies.
I didn't see any stunts in there, but anyway, yeah. So he he throws stuff like that together so well. And one of the great things that he does, which I'm really impressed with him on, is his cinematography too.
Oh,
I
dude,
mean,
he is so when I interviewed him and we were talking about his movie Cherry Future and his band Trouble, and it was just he told me before we even went live, he said he said he's very ADHD, so if he's not like, if you don't keep him interested, he's done.
right.
We've got in such a good conversation. It's like we've known each other all our lives, that before we knew it, we didn't realize that we had just been talking 2 solid hours.
Oh wow.
So when we got done and he went to share it, he's like, "Well, if you got 2 hours to be entertained," and I was like, "Was it really 2 hours?" Because it was so cool, because like you said, he is very well connected, but he is very genuine and very humble, and just, so, that's so how originally did you get hooked up with Paul to do this video?
Well, as far, I knew that he had done other videos for
Speaking of
folks.
Paul, he says, "Hey."
Hey, Paul. He's and by the way, you can catch Paul's cooking show every week on his, which I watch religiously, actually. The
ranch, that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah. No, so I, approached him on it because I'd seen some of his work, and I obviously watched Cherry Future. And support that dude for sure. And when I approached him I gave him the song first, I think it was, but then he listened to it, and then he wanted to know what the story was, and I guess he liked the song. It kind of moved him in a particular way, and the rest is history. I mean, the guy, we obviously with the pandemic, nobody's really traveling. So I do sometimes, but and so we gave him kind of a concept, or at least with the lyrics or anything. And the next thing I know, I've got a fully functional, really good video.
And when you got it back, you probably opened it, was like,
well, I started. Well, I started getting these like obscure texts of pictures of people that I didn't know who they were, right? And so then he's like, "Oh, this is Cody Renee Karen, or this is Dino was in there too." So I'm like, "Oh, so you're shooting right now?" I mean,
wow, yeah.
Yeah. So
Ashley says, any toxic situation, yes, that takes me on it, and it's wonderful. So it can be very very, very relative to a lot of people dealing with a lot of things. Kim says, do y'all mind if I share that? No, Kim, share, sweetheart. Like I said, that's why we have these awesome bands and musicians on here, is to help them, people know about these amazing bands. I mean, because, dude, y'all are freaking iconic. And I mean, I could listen to you all day long. I'm just saying.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, give us a little storyline on, let's see. So when did we've already talked about, Max being able to play everything under the sun, and Jake being able to play everything under the sun. We were going to get to Keith. So Keith, give us a little background. When was the first time that you decided that music was just in your blood and this is something you want? Give us a little background on you, brother.
Well, I think it was, I mean, I didn't really start playing an instrument, and it's kind of like the kids. The kids played instruments very early. I didn't really actually start playing an instrument until I was a teenager. But I was interested in music from the time my ears started working, and I always fashioned myself to be a singer, but I'm not. And I've since retired from that. But I learned, so in terms of the drums, that's what I always gravitated towards, even though it wasn't obviously until it was high school until I started playing them. But and actually, I just kind of happened into that because that was the first go round with drug addiction, and it was literally at the end of high school. And my dad kind of put his arm around me. He's like, "Hey, what can I do to redirect your thinking?"
Workplace, yeah.
And I had a buddy. I played football in high school, and I had a buddy. He had a 76 or 77 Gretsch drum set. I was like, "Okay, this is."
Let me beat some ski.
Yeah. So my dad bought it. I mean, he didn't have a ton of money, but he bought it, and literally all I had was I had a 5-piece drum kit, but I didn't have a cymbal. All I have is a hi-hat, and I put on my old 70s era realistic headphones and turned my jam box up to 30 and went deaf, trying to, yeah. and just taught myself. I started playing like Van Halen songs and stuff like that, and just learning from there, or, you know, some Hendrix stuff. And I have some really dear friends back home that were or still are unbelievable guitar players. So I was always kind of around that. So.
That's awesome. Well, it's really awesome that you had such a supportive family member that, you know, just didn't like get out of here, you know, because there's so many people that do that when someone's dealing with some bad stuff. Instead of embracing them and figuring out how to help them through that dark time in their life. So that was very cool of your father.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then for you to take a negative and turn it into this amazing positive is just, I mean, that's awesome. That is totally awesome.
Well, you know, I mean, there's been other negatives and more positives, because there's been, you know, problems. I'm totally good now, but the one thing that I've always thought was, at least with the kids, and hopefully they think the same. I don't know. I'm not putting pressure on you guys, but the is I tried to coach them in sports and stuff, but I guess what I always cared about was, I don't care if you're you know, a sports guy or not. What I care about is if you learn an instrument or something like that, because until you take your last breath, you should still be able to play something and create something, right?
Right.
So
is truly amazing. Now, I do want to put this out there because we know how Facebook can be sometimes. You know, they can partially mute videos and stuff if, you know, it's gone through a major platform. Once I get done with these interviews today, I will be emailing each band a copy of this so
cool.
they can use it and have it up. And you can also go to my YouTube channel and my Rock Type website, click on Mama Mary's Music Mayhem, and the video will be down there. So if Facebook happens to mute it because the video was done and directed by Mr. Paul Javarsi, do not hesitate. Do not be worried, because the unmuted version can be found. So before we go any further, we're going to give them a little bit more music. Now we're going to be doing Running Man. So before we play Running Man, can you give us the storyline behind it?
So from a lyric perspective, it's kind of two stories juxtaposed against one another. One, it's literally, the overarching thing was me feeling horrible as a father of having a relapse, and the not feeling like a great dad, or a dad at all, you know.
Right.
But the opening lyric is really just it's kind of a little bit of an analogy. When I was a kid, you know, coming home from my friend's house, I'd run light post to light post, you know, and all the thoughts in your head, if you're scared of the dark or anything like that, because it was at night, you know.
Right.
And so it's kind of a little bit of running from, trying to run from things that you're not really facing.
Right.
And then eventually getting to the point where you say, hey, I'm the only one that can make the choice here. And so you do it or not, you know. So now, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I wrote a little bit of a riff for this, and the kids just took it in an entirely different direction. That's the other thing too. Max plays keys on most of our songs too. So even in Broken Door, those synth sounds actually started out as keys, you know, which we did. But the kids, I think I mentioned this probably in my bio, but we're of the same blood. So there's something that when we go into the studio, something just, I can take one thing, and then it's an unspoken thing, and it just builds up from there, you know, and it becomes so much larger than I would have ever imagined it in my head. So
awesome. So, you know, Max, you're up there being awful quiet. So give us your take on this song, sweetheart.
Running Man, it's definitely, for me, it's more about running away from responsibilities instead of just manning up and just doing what needs to be done. because I know I've done that in my life. I've just run away from stuff that I had to deal with, but I'm dealing with it now. And honestly, that song is pretty good analogy for me right now.
And how about you, Jake?
That's kind of same, I would say.
See how connected you are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that one lyric in the song, "Drawing Out a World to Live," that's actually me visualizing Jake, because Jake is, by the way, Jake's a graphic artist for Three-Headed Monster in downtown Dallas and ad agency. I mean, he went to school, he's got a degree and all that, but he also both of the kids are really good artists. Jakey has some freaking amazing work. He does, a lot of stuff, but he, from an early age, I mean, literally from 2 or 3, he's been drawing. And I can remember him as a kid drawing, and I'm just looking down going, man, what am I doing?
I'm refreshing my Facebook because I'm sitting here. One of the things I do on Mama Mary's Music and Mayhem before we go into this video, if I see you watching, I will call you out. So if you are watching on Facebook, first of all, comment, like, love, and share. Let us know you're there. Sharing is caring. Before we play the song, Ashley said, the little one just noticed, and she says, hi, everyone. And you guys rock. This 7-year-old has great taste.
Rock on.
Kim says, love the background stories. This is y'all's calling because you can use it as a way to help others. And that is true. That is true. And, anyone out there watching that is going through something really bad, just realize that you're not alone and things can get better. And like he said, you can turn a negative into a positive and leave it behind you. So this is, I'm going to bring it up, and this is Running Man, and we are going to rock this out. If you have any comments or want to say anything or any questions for the band, make sure you comment and let us know.
Point to point, run to the lights. The ones you made will light the way. Chasing dreams that steal the rides. Close the book, no words to say. Close the book, no words to say. Foreheads, no sound, sad eyes. Get down, drawing out a world to live beyond the bounds that I can give. Wearing out, thread won't bear. The love won't heal the burning light. Clouding eyes with colored sand. Running man wants peace to buy. Running man wants peace to buy. Foreheads, no sound, sad eyes. Head down, drawing out a world to live beyond the bounds that I can give. the key to open the door and set me free. Set me free. Set me free.
Dude, that's some deep stuff right there.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel like the kids are like, my therapy, or they're sitting in my therapy classes or something.
Well, I mean, the backstory that you gave, it is so, I mean, the way, dude, first of all, hey, Paul, he's back. He said, sorry, I'm late. Had a busy day. We love you, brother. Glad you're here. Dude, who directed that?
That's actually there's a local artist in Dallas that actually cobbles together free content. He's got like a library of stuff that he developed kind of a cohesive story. In fact, we've got another video up on our page, Believe, that it was the same guy. It was like an animated, kind of deal.
I love that one.
But and they've been really cool. I mean, that one moves me, the way that he did it, not knowing much about it. But the whole thing about getting somebody to kind of tell the story like Paul's done, that's what we're all about. So
Right. And, speaking of, I'm telling you, this was meant to happen because guess what? I already had that one set.
Oh, cool. So, hey, on that Running Man, that's actually both the kids playing lead. So Jake plays the first lead, and
I had just bought a Flying V, Gibson Flying V. So I was like, I got to use this thing on the studio. The strings are super dead, but it has this because the strings are dead, it has this kind of haunting tone. And that's the tone you hear in the first part of the solo, where it's just kind of like wailing a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I played.
You're playing vocals, Max. I mean, the way, because you can be a vocalist and you can be singing and all this, but to hear what you're trying to portray with the song in your vocal, I mean, I could feel it, dude. I mean, you guys are freaking killer. That's all. I mean, really freaking awesome, dude. I mean, Ashley says, "Wow, love it, man." Like I said, these guys are phenomenal. You find. Thank you, Paul Traversy, for turning me on to these guys because you guys are like a diamond in the rough that everyone needs to hear about.
I appreciate that. Max has really come into his own on this album, and it's not released yet because we still probably have 4 or 5 more songs to do, and we're going to release vinyl for it. We go in the studio about every 2 weeks. That's the cadence we're on now. But anyway, Max has really come into his own on the singing aspect of it, and as you say, I think I should be nervous that he's able to convey the story of the lyrics so well in his voice.
Because you put me on Lane Staley when I was 4.
Yeah, that's right.
It's your fault, Dad. You taught him the music, so that's how he trained himself,
Yeah.
Kim said that hits hard. So, and that's when you know that, your music and your videos, because you can write a really great song, but when you put a video out for it, you really want it to portray the story of that song. Dudes, I mean, it's freaking phenomenal, dude.
I was listening to Byron's interview before, and he was talking about the difficulty, especially really it's from an original rock perspective and trying to gig and things, but also too, just from one thing that we've kind of tried to do is make sure that we had, thoughtful melody and also have true guitar solos, you know, guitar layers, guitar solos, and all of that in there, because I'm sorry, but that's really what writes the song.
Well, you gotta have things that just reach out and touch the people and drag them in. And it's like you said, it's all about every little piece of the song. You've got to make its own, but you want every little piece to reach out and just hook them and pull them in and
Yeah.
tell your story, because like you said, these songs are it's basically telling your story of, your past and your present, and getting, like you said, getting past the good and the bad, and turning a negative into a positive. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, dang, it's just deep. It's getting deep in here.
We don't have a video for it, but one of the first songs we recorded was Going Crazy, and Max wrote the entire song, like lyrics, music, pretty much. Yeah, Jake played bass on it, and, but even that's dark. Like it's so.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. So
Jake comes in as a nice. Some of the melodies and stuff to kind of part the clouds a little bit. Just say, hey, we need a little bit of sunlight here, and we need a little bit of sunlight there.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I'm the sunshine child.
blues.
Dad and Max are the dark, and Larry, and you're the sunset.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Definitely.
And then it all just works together.
Well, you can hear it in their styles, because Jake's very backbeat, kind of, bluesy, and maybe it because Max started on drums before guitar, but Max is very on the beat, very angry.
That's nice.
So it just kind of mixes together really nicely.
Yeah.
But the good thing about it is you can when you got all that in your head, you can put it out in your music and get it out of you. So
That's
you're
right.
not onto it. So yeah, deep. So we've had Keith give the back line, and you, Drake, said Believe was one of your faves. So
Yeah.
you give us the back line on this one, brother.
This song I feel like is one of my favorite vocal melodies that Max has done, and he also he did the solo for this song too, and I think it's one of my favorite solos that he's done. But it's kind of one of our lighter songs, if you can call it that.
It's happier than most.
It is. I just think it has a really strong melody that I really like, and there's a few little interesting like mixes of acoustic guitar and electric guitar. And Dad, you wrote this song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and going on what Jake is saying too, that's the brilliance of a mirror, because a mirror mixes all this stuff. And, we go in and put our parts down and we think, okay, that sounds good, this sounds good, or whatever, but don't really necessarily always have an idea of what needs to be accented and, what effect needs to go on here or there. And there's an acoustic piece in here that Jakey's playing, what is it, a 1950 some odd 50 Gibson.
Yeah, it's my J200, my 1968 J200.
Oh, 68, yeah. So but the accent there, and then I think Max played a Reverend guitar on this, because I remember, because you can't bend it more than a half step.
Yeah,
and so
it was a little hard.
Sitting here I can see him now, just bending the hell out of that thing.
But and then actually Max usually does all of his harmonies, although when we play live, we harmonize fairly well, but he pretty much knows exactly what he wants to do. But in this one, me and Jake were doing the backing vocals. I think you actually did some backing vocals too.
There's like a 4-part harmony in the chorus,
yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
So this is one that I haven't got to hear first before. So this will be me hearing it for the first time, and those that don't know about it for the first time. So
there's a huge story to this. So when we come back, let's talk about it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. I'm super stoked.
Love this music video.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, we're on Mars. Aliens, yes.
Have you ever seen what I have? Left open, question my eyes. Do you want to know it never ends? What proofs required to satisfy? Memories strong, never fade. Maybe you'll explain it all.
Oh, now we got Travis here.
What if it was a call you didn't take? It's a hands between the blurry lines. Drawing lines only you can paint within. Outside you fight to leave behind. Memories strong, never fade. Maybe you'll explain it all.
Oh, dude, I love it. That's just a badass.
Know you learned to make the sense of it. At the point you thought you knew it all. There's a sign and a light up ahead. Found a way for the day you can't recall. Memories strong, never fade. Maybe you'll explain it all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not taking it down just yet. First of all, how the hell did you get dancing aliens? No.
We hired him.
Yeah, we hired him. Yeah, we contracted him.
You know, I've got a band I'm in. It's named 13X. we got some deep stuff. Yeah. Dude, that was freaking killer. And like I said, that's one that I actually haven't got to watch before this. So yeah, I'm sitting here like commenting, you know, trying to get Miles in here from Band 13 going, dude. Matter of fact, yeah. Again, let's see.
Yeah, that video, again, it was a guy locally that kind of, yeah, he somehow goes out and finds free content and puts stuff together. But what I told him was like, I want aliens and dinosaurs. And so I'm going to circle back with a story with Yeah. I'm going to circle back with the story that touched me really deeply with Paul on this stuff. But this song was written. My dad passed away in 2018, and I run in the morning because got to have that energy somewhere, right? So
Right.
I'm out running, and there's a 3-lane road or whatever, and then I see 2 cars coming. And it looked like there was a dude on a bicycle in the middle of the road that was about to get run over, right?
Oh no.
And I was like, and then it just disappeared. And so, I thought to myself, you think to yourself, are we the only ones out there, that kind of stuff. And then I wondered, I'm spiritual and, believe in the different things. And I was like, is that my dad letting me know he's okay? Because it was like 2 days after he passed, right?
Wicked.
And so, yeah, that the lyrics for that are about the experience of seeing that, and then maybe being a little regretful for the things that you didn't say, or
Right.
why. So do it. Say what you mean. It's never too late, right? Or actually, it can be too late.
Yeah.
So, but so on that whole thing with the spaceship, I don't know if you noticed in Paul's video, he had a spaceship coming down over, the actors or whatever. And
yeah,
I had this recurring nightmare as a kid where I was literally on a merry-go-round that was like tilted, and it was like there was void beneath it, and there was like dilapidated horses with snakes streaming off of it, and there was always this like mean lady in a clown mask.
It ain't me.
Stalking me, right? And then at the end of the dream, because I had this dream multiple times, it was actually my father, or sometimes my father, sometimes my grandfather, in the spaceship that would descend down, right? And so I never told Paul anything about that. And after I saw the video, I was like, where the hell did you get the spaceship idea from? That's it was amazing to me. It was like we communicated on some level that we weren't aware of,
In my brain, are you one of them aliens watching my brain right now?
That's right.
That is totally awesome, dude. And like I said, when we get done with the interview, I'm gonna send you a message, and I would love to contact this person and send them some work their way, because that was killer. I love the dancing aliens and the dang dinosaur, and
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, "This is cool," and then the flying car, and okay, I'm like,
You need that visual content to your music these days too, because man, if you have something that's eye-catching,
right.
it's kind of circling. I'm collecting vinyl again. It's kind of circling back to the whole art aspect of it.
Well, people can kind of get an idea of what you're trying to present with the music, but when you put the video that is just so on spot of the storyline of your song, and it just hits that mark, you're just there going, dude, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I really get it. So
Yeah.
it completes the picture. And Paul just put up some alien heads for us. Yeah. And Barry.
Well, he's a good storyteller too, by the way.
Yes. And Barry from Louisiana says, I love this video.
Hey, we're from Louisiana, Barry.
Yeah, we were.
Shreveport.
He says, gotta run, Mama Mary, but you rock. And there you go. All right. Guys, thank you so much for being on here. And thank you, Paul Travarsi, for I know I didn't pronounce that right, brother. You're going to have to teach me the Italian way of doing it again. But thank you for sending them over to me, man. Because you guys are truly, I'm so honored to have you on here, because it's been, he was right. You got a wild and very cool story. And you guys just keep kicking butt and keep doing what you're doing, and the family thing, and you got new videos, you got new songs. feel free to share them on my Mama Mary's Music Mayhem.
You
My
bet.
you got me all tongue tied. I'm still stuck on the alien. Share it on my Mary Hope profile, and I will share it out, man. And for those watching or those that end up watching this, because I know some people are still at work, make sure that you go like and follow them on Facebook, which their link is strolling on the bottom. And I will have, matter of fact,
we
real
do have a website too.
this,
It's theintemperatesons.com,
it is right.
and all of our social network links are there.
Yes, there you
And
go.
then all of our music is up on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube,
Where
whatever.
can they get merch, and where can they buy your stuff, and where can they get some alien t-shirts?
We're working on the merch now. Jake is working us up some merch now. So very soon on that. We'll have that up on our website when that comes out. So.
Well, when you do get it up, let me know, and I'm gonna go buy me a shirt.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna wear a sucker. And let's get y'all back on, here later in the year, get some updates on you and the new news, because I'm waiting to hear what happens next, because your music is phenomenal. Max, freaking awesome job on the vocals, dude. Awesome job on guitar.
Thank you.
Just the three, I cannot believe that that's a three-piece. Y'all are kicking butt and taking names, and keep doing it. Keep taking that negative, turning into a positive, because like Ashley said, you're going to help somebody out there going through a hard time and let them know that they're not alone. So you can have the funny stuff, you can have the dark stuff, but just keep being you and keep kicking ass, man.
Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
No problem. And
thanks for having us.
Seriously, this was awesome.
No, it's my honor. And like I said, when we get done, I'll send you a message in Messenger, get your email, and I'll send you a downloadable copy of this interview.
Cool.
So for those of you out there, in case you're watching, and after we get done, if Facebook mutes part of it, like I said, don't stress. You can look it up on YouTube, or you can go to the Rock Tight website. It'll be up there tonight, and they will have a copy that they can use and put on their websites as well. So go follow, like, love, and share. Go find them on YouTube. Go find them on Instagram, Twitter, Twatter, Twat. That's why I said you better be ready to have fun and just let people see who you really are. Mama Mary is a little crazy, and that's why people love me.
Same here.
You got to be a little crazy.
That's right.
It's the normal ones you worry about.
Yeah, that's right.
Unpredictable.
Well, thanks again, guys, and it's my true honor. And like I said, we'll keep in touch. And
we have the album coming out later, probably it's probably going to be this summer.
All right,
we'll have vinyl and all that. So
let's get you back on here and push that album. And I want to buy one of the first vinyls. That's all I'm going to say.
We'll save one off for you.
One personally.
I want to buy it, but you got to autograph it because it's going to go on the wall in a frame.
Cool. Yeah. Absolutely. Jake will do all the artwork for it too. So
yeah.
And Jake, send me your Facebook if you haven't already, Jake. I always have bands looking for graphic artists, and Max, so just keep being badass and being you. Yeah, guys, thanks, and keep rocking, dude.
Thanks, Mary.
Right on.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. Y'all have a good day. It's been a
day.
Yeah. Bye. All right. Yes. This has been an awesome show. Guys, go like, love, and share them. Check them out. It has been great. It has been awesome. Real quick, I want to do a shout out to some people. I want to do a shout out to 434 Management, Rock Assault Radio Big Wheel. I want to do a shout out to the sound. That's Kevin Harris and his partner. Go check them out. I want to give a shout out to Vinyl Lollipops. And I want to give a shout out to Lute Shoemaker. Not only is he one of my artists that I manage, but he has the Road to Sound Check on a podcast on Spotify. And I want to give a shout out to Dirtbag Clothing, RFL Records, Dazzle You Productions, and Soundbone Promo. And if you are interested in being a sponsor for Mama Mary's Music Mayhem, I am going to put up my sponsor advertisement real quick. If you have a small business or something that you want to advertise on the show, just get with me and we'll make it happen. So, real quick, I'm going to make sure that this is right. First, I'm going to play the advertisement for if you want to be a sponsor, and then I'm going to play the advertisement for my sponsor, RFL. Are you a band looking to take it to the next level? Does your band have what it takes to rock the world? If so, get with RFL Records. Let them take you there. Contact John or Doug at rflrecords.com and let them help you rock the world. All right, guys. Well, that is it for me today. I want to thank everybody for watching every Tuesday for Mama Mary's Music Mayhem Double Shot Tuesday. All right. Next week, we have Satan Center and we have Ronnie Hoxie from Flirt Magazine. Woo! Yeah, baby. And that's on the 9th of March. On the 16th, we have Josh Stewart, which is a local Arkansas artist. Phenomenal story behind that. And we have Necrosomnic. And then on the 23rd, we have an RFL artist, Turbo Snake. And then we have somebody that I've been wanting on here for a long time. We have a Lion Court. And then on March 30th, we have 434's artist, Pigweed. And then we have MRI. And we have that day will be a triple shot. We also have Anna Brazil from Moonshine Mafia, the boss lady herself. And that day is going to be fun. So, and then we were going to have some Saturdays and some Sundays and some roundtables and lots of things going on. So, I want to thank you all for watching and stay safe out there and keep rocking because Mama Mary said so.